Hi, it's Richard here from Intelligent Advisor IT Consulting with another in our long-running series of videos about example projects. We're in the example decision services, and you'll recall from the video last time out, we looked at British citizenship decision service. So this time we're going to look at doctor fees. Doctor fees is a very simple, very easy to learn decision service that you can use as a starting point for imagining all sorts of rates and scales and eligibility and pricing decision services. It's simple. The idea is we want to look at a person's situation, how old they are, whether they're entitled to a doctor's visit for free, and then find out what service they are asking their doctor for, and accordingly calculate the service fee and apply any rebate if they are eligible for a rebate. So you'll recall from previous videos that decision services are stored in JSON format, unlike Oracle Policy Modeling files. So you can go ahead and download it straight from there, and you'll see down in the bottom left-hand corner that it is actually a JSON file. Once you have that JSON file, to use it for a demonstration or simply to learn, you will need access to a hub, and you will need sufficient permission to import it into your projects list. So you can go to the Actions menu, choose Import, and I'm going to go and select those doctor's fees that I showed you a moment ago, and we'll see that the project is really very simple. It has 4 inputs, which I can access using this icon. Basically, when did you visit the doctor? The date of birth, which we're going to use in conjunction with the date of consultation to calculate your age at the point of reference. So the date of consultation is our reference date. Whether you are entitled to some form of rebate or concession, and what actual service code, what did you ask for when you went to see the doctor? Finally, we'll see whether you're entitled to a free visit, whether you're entitled to log in to access images if you asked for some form of X-ray or medical imaging, any rebate amount, any service fee, and service type. So basically, it's about eligible for a rebate and calculating the price of your service. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but obviously I'm going to put this in a specific workspace. But I noticed this today in 24b. Maybe it was in 24a, but maybe I just didn't notice it. It's quite a neat little feature. When you're importing the decision service, if you put your mouse over one of the fields, the attributes, if you like the OPM vocabulary, you can now see the type, which I think is really cool because it's not always obvious what type something is, either from looking at a table or from looking at these icons. Okay, I mean, I guess, yes, I guess I can see that's a number, but it's not entirely always obvious. So I like that. It shows me this is a number and it's provided as input, whereas this is a number and it's set by a rule. So I start to know what to look for. And I'm not surprised then to see a rule to help me calculate the service fee or to help me calculate a rebate based on the service fee. So we can already see that the rebate is going to be 25% off, 25% of the service fee. Anyway, let's import that and go and look at our service. Hats off to whoever created the service because they've made excellent use of the heading styles, which we saw in the previous video, which enables me to navigate easily through the service using the navigation pane on the right. Over on the left, we can see the 4 inputs and the 5 outputs that we just talked about. We can go into data model mode, which was introduced recently, so we can simply search quickly through the list of inputs and outputs. This is very similar to the flat view that you get in the data tab of Oracle Policy Modeling. There's also a list of references, which is not something we'll deal with this week. We'll deal with it in the next one. For those of you who are interested, the actual JSON file pretty much follows exactly what you've seen in the editor. You have an input contract and you have an output contract, and each of those represents a technical name, a friendly name, and a type. So let's carry on now with our view of this service. Let's go into live mode, which you should remember is basically the equivalent of the debug in Oracle Policy Modeling. We'll go over to our inputs because now we need to enter inputs. So the first 2 are easy, the date of the consultation. So let's put in today's date and the date of birth. And already we can see over here that based on that, the patient is not entitled to a free doctor's visit because I haven't said I have a concession card and I'm not older than 60. In fact, I'm 54. The service code The service provided in natural language represents a number here, and behind the numbers you see some documentation to say standard consultation, dental, or whatever. So let's start off by saying I went for 012, which is the code for dental. It is eligible for a rebate, and the rebate would be 75. Let's assume that it's dollars or pounds, whatever your currency unit is. I am not entitled to a free doctor's visit, so I'm not going to be able to get the service fee as a deduction. If we go over to the outputs, we can see that the service fee is 300. So for dental, the service fee is 300 when the person doesn't have any rebate. Let's change my date of birth now to 1949, which definitely puts me in the patient entitled to a free doctor's visit. Even though I don't have a concession card, my age is greater than 60, so you can see the little tick mark. This condition is true. And therefore, when I'm asking for dental, I have a rebate of 75, and the rule about medical imaging doesn't apply here. So if I go to my output, yeah, I can see that, okay, it's a free visit. I have a $75 rebate amount because I chose dental. If I go back and I choose, let's choose another service, let's choose standard. Standard is an $80 service fee, therefore a $20 rebate. And in my case, the total amount saved would be 80 because I'm entitled to a free doctor's visit. And let's do the last one, which is medical imaging, which has a code of 13. And the difference here, of course, is that this rule kicks in to say that I should have access to be able to log in and view the x-rays or whatever the medical imaging was. So a very simple walkthrough of this project, very easy to use and consequently very easy to modify. So you can practice modifying, for example, the eligibility age. You can practice adding new services. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new row. Let's add a row below. So this could be number 17. This could be 120. Let's call this cholesterol. Check. And it's not eligible for a rebate. And we can return to live mode, and we can try our new code and see that cholesterol check is chosen and that everything in the output is exactly as we'd expect. So great for learning how to use a decision service, great for learning how to use live mode, very easy to repurpose as something else, simple but effective. So that's Doctor Fees in a nutshell. I'll see you in a couple of weeks for the next in our series of how to use the example decision services in the Oracle Intelligent Advisor online help. Take care. See you soon.